ACGT Tour Report Power Hour, powered by NothingisOB Golf Podcast.
Good evening, Alamo City Golf Tour, Facebook Live, YouTube. How's everyone doing tonight? I am Mike DerManuelian. Excited to be talking to you guys tonight. With me tonight, as always, let's bring in Dustin Hassan.
What is up? What's up?
What's going on, buddy?
What is happening? Happy Tuesday. Flying by.
You know what? I'm pleasantly surprised that this week is going by. All right, well, let's bring in Travis Salkowski. I think that guy's got something to say.
Well,
I
got something to say all the time for everyone who will stay here and listen. What's up, MD, Mike DerManuelian, and Dustin Big D Hassan? How's everything going, guys?
Man,
It's happening.
It's going. It's Tuesday. We're back on the air. Had a fun Father's Day weekend, and
that's what I was going to get to. Happy Father's Day, MD.
Yeah, happy Father's Day to you fathers. That's right.
Happy Father's Day to all the fathers who play on the Alamo City Golf Trail Tour week in and week out. Happy Father's Day to everybody. Hope it was full of drama-free shenanigans
and golf.
So it was great. I hung out in the pool with my kiddo and Sabrina, my wife, and it was a really cool Sunday. So it was awesome.
I just hung out with Emma for a little bit in the afternoon. I think Cindy took her out to go to her friend's house to go swim in a pool. So I was by myself actually for the first half of Father's Day, which was
that could be the best gift ever.
Lovely.
Sometimes it's, hey, leave me alone.
I got stuff done. It was awesome.
Silence. You got silence.
Well, this is show number 16 for all of you guys back there keeping track of those stats. I know Casey Graham is. Thanks everybody for watching and tuning in for the episode 16 of the ACGT Tour Power Hour. We have a really cool show tonight. It is an off week, so we have no event to recap, but we do have an event coming up this week. MD, what do we got this week, and where are we at?
So this week, we're going to get to talk a little bit about the upcoming events coming up this Sunday. We're back at Willow for a stroke play event, which is going to be super exciting. I believe we're waiting on a final head count, but we're pretty close to being sold out of that. And then talking a little bit about some of the upcoming events. We've got Cedar Stroke Play, which is going to be great. We got Brack 9-9 team event, which is going to be awesome.
New format. I'm excited for the 9-9 format. That's
going to be pretty cool.
There's definitely something I want to point out. That is now the correct date. That is July the 24th. That is a Sunday at Brackenridge Park. That was wrong on the that newsletter a couple days ago. But thanks for watching, Danny Lee. I got distracted by the comments as usual. But I'll talk as long as there's content to talk about and there's people to listen. But MD, we've got Willow Springs this week, and this just in from Assistant Tour Director Jason Bird. We've got 120 signups. That leaves us just a little overflow room. We are officially sold out, but there's a little inventory left online, so sign up, don't delay. Registration officially closes tomorrow night at 5, but it'll probably be before that with the sellout of the inventory online. But go right ahead. 120 plus golfers this Sunday at Willow Springs. Stroke play event, summer event number 2. Dustin, tell us what you are looking for in the first stroke play event of the summer season.
I always like the first individual. We kicked off the season officially a couple weeks ago, little two-man tournament. But now we're getting back into the individual events, right? Getting back to yourself. Partner can't bail you out on a hole. You can't rely on your partner to save you, to make a 5-foot par putt. It's all on you. And so season really is going to start right now. Looking forward to it at Willow. I'm excited to get back out there.
I agree. It's always fun when you do those point standings for the first time after event number one. Event number one of every season is always a partner event. And event number two is always an individual event. And this is where the point standings start to separate and, the pedal stays down. The top 50 pedal stays down. The top 3 pedal stays down. And it starts to get for real. And then July 9th, we are, of course, off for the 4th of July week. And then July 9th, we come right back. Saturday event, stroke play at Big Bad Cedar Creek. MD, I know you're excited about an individual at Cedar Creek. It does not happen very often.
Irons all day, baby.
That event is open for registration. Okay, so let's talk about that. That was going to be my question. What's your advice to playing Cedar Creek? Let's talk about that.
I mean, I personally, if you're one of those guys who, keep the ball straight and keep it in play, I think it's just the biggest thing. Don't put yourself in a position where you're going to lose that ball left or right. I'm always going to say go out there and if you feel comfortable with your distances, just go hit irons. That's my mentality around that golf course, and it's worked out historically. So that's always my go-to.
Well, I'm excited to go back to Cedar Creek, and I know we were talking about this beforehand, and there's a little pace of play joke around that we're yelling pops at everybody, talking about pace of play, and I'm really excited. Pace of play has been really good on tour recently, and I'm really excited for stroke play events at longer, tougher Willow Springs, firm, fast, summer, tough at Cedar Creek. So I'm excited to get out there and really put those ambassadors to the test here in the middle of summer.
It's going to be interesting to see how that pace of play holds up at Cedar. We've had a lot of sellout events, and it's been great. Cedar's a beast, so we'll see if people can continue those good habits, those good pace of play habits, carry them over into Cedar Creek, while still, being into your game.
And then the third event that we have open for registration is a new format alert. Beep. New format alert. 9-9. That is alternate shot and scramble. Excited for this format at Brackenridge Park. MD, what are your thoughts on that? Scramble, alternate shot.
Man, I think this is so much fun. I love alternate shot. I'll be honest. That is probably my favorite team format to go play. I think there's just so much strategy behind it. And I think that makes it a lot of fun for me personally. And I think that's just going to be, especially at Brack, that's just going to be a lot of fun.
That's what I was thinking too, Dustin. Scramble at Brack, there are no scrambles on the tour schedule in the summer at all. You get Monster Day in the beginning of the year at Mission Del Lago, which is kind of a screw around event. And Chris Espinoza, thanks for watching. We are excited for the 9-9 as well. But Scramble, tell us your thoughts, Dustin, spring season points champion, on Scramble on tour. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Is it fun? Is it real? What are your thoughts on Scramble as part of the tour?
I think it's good to sprinkle it in there, like you have. We have the Monster Day. It's a scramble. It's earning points, but it's kind of like it's a season opener. It's welcome to the tour. It's bam, you're never going to see pin placements like this again. So, and it's more of a fun event. So, but working this in, event number 2 into the summer season, everyone's primed up by now. We finished the spring season. Everyone's into it. I love it at Brack. You can go out there, try to light it up on the front 9, post a real good score, and then all of a sudden you got 9 holes of modified alternate shot.
It's definitely going to create a sense of urgency.
You got a good rapport with a partner. Oh yes, you're going to want to go low on that front 9 because you can easily post a high number in that alternate shot format, especially in some of those holes on the back 9 for sure.
Yep.
Well, if we're just talking the three of us right now, nobody else is watching. We didn't get to do the standard ACGT Tour Masters hole locations on Sunday. So, because the Masters was at Olmos Basin, of course, and not at Brackenridge Park.
Yep.
So I believe we'll see some Masters Sunday hole locations for this new event on that back nine specifically. We know those get sticky down the stretch. So
yeah, they do.
I'm excited.
I think I already know where 18 is going to be, right? I think
17 for sure.
17 for sure.
Jonathan Aiken, thanks for watching. Lefties in the house.
Aiken, somebody.
I'm excited for
just
Brad.
Unnatural.
So
we've got 3 events. We've got 3 events open for registration. There are. Let me quick pop over to Willow Springs right now.
Are these all single point events, Trav?
They double at Brackenridge Park. Double at Brackenridge
Each player
Park.
gets full point distribution at.
Officially 5 spots left in the inventory online. It is quote unquote sold out at 120 plus golfers. So that's 5 flights for sure, possibly 6 with 5 spots left. That should sell out maybe during the show here.
Yep.
That's
There's always
fun.
dropouts.
It's always
Get registered.
fun and then use the waiting list. Either message us on the Facebook page, ACGT Tour on Facebook, or Travis at satxgolf.com to be added to the waiting list. We try to get as many people on the waiting list as we can in. People every event have gotten in from the waiting list, so use it down and use it down. Register now. Don't miss out. Use the wait list if you need to, and sign up early. I mean, we've had sellouts going back to August, September of 2021. So sign up early. I can't tell you. The days of sending a text message late on Fridays are over. Sign up early. Every event selling out. www.acgttour.golf is your homepage for all content that is ACGT Tour. The calendar, the points, the handicap database, event registration, the FAQ page. What am I missing? The Hall of Fame is there. Links to the Facebook page, links to this podcast. acgttour.golf. Can't miss that one.
And I will always call it out when there's signups, but 9 times out of 10, if we're telling you guys on a Tuesday it's time to sign up for an event, we're getting near the end of it. Go check Sunday or Monday night. That's typically when those release to get signed up. I try to make it a habit of being one of those first people signed up because I am never going to let myself miss a spot.
Well, that's the big bullet point that I've got, and I want to talk about website. And I'm sorry, I got the comments up. I'm getting distracted. Serious question, Jonathan Aiken. Does D-Man have underwear matching the shirt? That would be tight! ! Now, is he talking about Dustin's? Is he talking about Dustin's Ryder Cup shirt? Is there Ryder Cup underwear for Dustin? Or is he talking about MD's cheetah print?
That's a good question. That's right.
I don't know. Is it DerManuelian or Dustin?
I would be willing to wager. If I had to guess, it's Dustin.
He's talking MD now. Yeah, I think that's.
However, I think the more likely outcome is that Dustin has Ryder Cup boxer shorts on.
If it was directed towards me, I can confirm. I do. Julio's Thongs for Men. Thank you very much. Can't say enough good things.
Trying to bring him on as a sponsor.
Please welcome ACGT Tour After Hours. There it is right there. We've been teasing that bit for a long time. We have not taken on an underwear sponsor, but for those of you just watching, just tuning in with us, this is the ACGT Tour Power Hour. It is Tuesday night. My name is Travis. I'm alongside ambassadors Dustin, Hassan, and Mike DerManuelian. Big shout out to MD. He works real hard on this show. Thank you so much, buddy. He now comes up with all the production content, timelines, all the logistics that go on with this show. Andy Torres with NothingisOB South Texas Golf Podcast is still here. He's taking some much needed R&R from his Tuesday night routine. So MD, the ACGT Tour ambassador to media relations, was the likely choice here, the most logical choice. And here he is, buddy. Thank you. Give us your 2 cents for tonight on the ACGT Tour podcast. What our viewers can expect in the future from this show.
We're going to continue to highlight just really cool things happening around the tour. We're going to talk to really cool people like we are tonight, which I'm super excited about. Our guest joining us next.
Tonight's a really cool.
That one
really
I think
cool
is really
guest.
special.
Yeah, heck yeah.
We're going to, it's just going to be one of those things. I think we're just going to try and make sure everyone gets a chance to be involved. We want to highlight everyone out there playing good golf. We want to showcase you up on joining us on the podcast. If you got a good comment or if you got something fun to talk about, we want to talk about it. And it's really just getting everyone engaged. We love being involved with the tour. We love getting the chance to talk to everyone, see everyone, play golf with everyone. And this is kind of a great chance for all of us to get together and talk about something that we all are passionate about.
Yeah, heck yeah. And we're so lucky. We're so happy and lucky to have you running the helm of the ACGT Tour podcast in the summer season. It allows the other guys like myself and Dustin and Andy and Jason to kick back and just try to provide content that's compelling to viewers, knowing that you got all the logistics under control. So big shout out, big claps. Everybody watching, let's give MD claps emojis in the comments right there. I can't do it because I'm not watching. Otherwise, I would do it. I would clap hands. But thank you so much. Let's. What's next on the agenda? I'm sorry. Everything I've said has been off agenda tonight.
It's all good. So next up, super excited. A little bit late for Father's Day, but super excited to have our next guest on, Morgan and Greg Graf. So for those of you who are not aware, they actually won. Fourth flight, was it 2 weeks ago?
That's correct. Yeah, that's correct. On the net side, Dustin?
I think that's correct. Yes, yes.
At Northern Hills, which is awesome, but even more special, one, getting to play golf with your daughter and winning an event and being the first father-daughter duo to do it on tour. So we're going to get to talk to them.
So this is Greg Graf and Morgan Graf. And Greg Graf has he is a tour golfer extraordinaire. He has been playing on tour for many years. He's been on, we were kind of going over his resume before the show. He's been on multiple South Texas Match Play Challenge teams. He has been on 3 ACGT Tour travels trips. Every trip that has been open to customers, Greg Graf has been a part of. And this year he has started being part of the ambassador program and volunteers his time every event this year. He hasn't missed one. As a tour starter in the starters tent, recruiting new players week in and week out, and recruited his very own daughter, Morgan, who's been playing golf for 4 months, and she's going to know the exact days. I think it's really cool. And now they're tour winners. They're flight winners on tour. I just think this is such a cool story, and it's such a cool interview being 2 days after Father's Day. I have a 9-year-old daughter, so this is super cool for me to watch happen. MD has a 2-year-old daughter, and I just think this is super cool and it's super good timing. And congratulations on their win last week. And wow, MD, are they backstage? They are
backstage. Here? Let's bring them in.
Oh, terrific. Oh, Greg Graf. Oh, Greg and
Morgan. There they are.
Hey, everybody.
What's going on, guys? Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's been 4 months and 3.5 weeks, by the way, Travis.
There we go. I knew it was going to come out, and I knew it was going to come out fast. So, okay, let's get right into that. I'm gonna fire away a ton of questions. MD and Dustin, you just jump in and cut me off. MD, you cut me off if we need to keep going. Okay.
I'll just mute you. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. No, you got to communicate to me because I'll keep talking and then think it's okay. All right, 4 months, 3.5 weeks, Morgan.
Yes.
Your dad's golfed for a long time,
Yes.
and you've only golfed for 4 months. What was the reason you wanted to start playing?
It gets you outside. It's a very mindful activity. It's a very patient activity. It teaches you to fail, which everyone needs to know. And I really admired that. And I was kind of tired of weightlifting all the time and being in a sweaty gym. So it seemed like the better alternative to spend time with my dad and be outside and not
Sounds way better to me.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and he had just always golfed. So
the humility of golf is awesome. It is a brutally honest sport, and everyone's heard me say that failure is the greatest teacher. And even the pros say they only hit 1 or 2 perfect shots around, and the rest are just managing good misses. So that's really cool to hear you say it's a humbling experience. I like that. That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it would be for anyone when the pros suck at times too. So now anybody that doesn't like trying new things because they're afraid of failure, the first thing that I try to get them to do is come out to the driving range with me.
That's awesome. So Greg Graf, 4 months, 3.5 weeks of getting to golf with your daughter. What has that experience been for you, where now it's like, hey, I'm going to the driving range with Morgan, peace out?
It's been amazing. I mean, it's 6 or 7 days of about 3 o'clock. We go hang out at San Pedro together and, just hit buckets, chip. Then we start drinking, at some point. But it kind of morphs into that. But yeah, it's just been amazing.
So golf has changed it from, it'll always be father-daughter, right? It's always father-daughter, right? But golf has made it friends,
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah.
It's such a cool sport. When it comes to that, couple days after Father's Day, that's a pretty cool Father's Day gift to just go beat balls at San Pedro. There are some people who would say that you hit more range balls at San Pedro than anybody else. Morgan, what are your thoughts on that?
Wait, who are you talking about?
I'm talking
Morgan
about,
beats me.
I'm talking about the last 4.5 months is you for sure, but the previous 4 months I think may have been Greg.
Yeah, it sounds about right. I mean, that's why
between the two of them, they're responsible for all the beat up golf balls. At that
we have put them through a bit of work.
So, Morgan, take us through the journey a little bit. 4 months isn't that long of a time. It's June 21st, so we're talking the middle of February.
So it was January 29th, I think, that I was taken to Mission del Lago with him and David.
Falconeer.
Yeah. And Mission is not the best place to go as a new golfer. Didn't have much distance, so it was interesting.
It's hard. Mission's hard. Okay, Mission's hard.
It's hard. It's windy. It's long.
It's windy. There's lots of mosquitoes.
There were not mosquitoes at the time in January.
Okay, true that. Yes, it's January 29th. I forgot the timeline. I wasn't thinking fourth dimensionally. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. How dare you?
I know. I'm sorry.
I definitely hit under 130. I think it was like a 122. And now haven't gone back to Mission. I think that I was scarred by that experience.
Okay.
I think we've all been scarred by that course.
So far.
And
but it's going better now.
So right to the golf course, right to keeping score, and Greg tells me that you're a rule stickler.
Oh yeah, it's inseparable. I'm sorry anybody who's golfed with me. They're like, that's a gimme. I'm like, no, it's not. So not. Well, because my dad all the time was like, a lot of people, they forget how to make short putts. I'm like, well, then I'm making all the short putts. Oh, 5 inches? Not a gimme at all.
I invariably forget how to make short putts.
I'm so scared. And look, I don't want to, I'm fine with looking stupid, or I wouldn't be golfing on a tournament so early, but I don't want to look that stupid. make all the putts. I do all the drops properly. It's his fault. His fault.
I think that's so cool. I think that's great. 4.5 months and a rule stickler.
See
Greg,
what I said?
Greg, tell us how the conversation was presented to you when Morgan came up and was like, "Hey, I want to start playing golf." How'd that play out for you?
Oh, I mean, it was amazing. I mean, we're about to go on the cruise, and she came up like right before the cruise. Was like, "Hey, do you still have those golf clubs in the garage?" You know, and
like out of the blue, completely
out of the blue,
okay,
like completely out of the blue. And so yeah, I come back and
I've been waiting for this.
Yeah. I mean,
right?
She never wanted to play when she was younger, but
it's
all of a
hard.
sudden she did.
It's a really hard sport.
Yeah. So yeah, no, she came and asked about him, and we went on the cruise, came back. You know, I think she'd hit a few buckets of balls, but not a lot. And then all of a sudden, you know, it became an everyday thing.
Okay, I got one more for Morgan, and then I'm gonna turn my rapid brain off. I know MD and Dustin have tons of questions, so I'm gonna let them go as well. Morgan, you've been playing such a short period of time, and we've talked about golf being hard, it being challenging, it being expensive. You know, maybe not
there.
Yeah, maybe not welcoming. What would you say to specifically female golfers wanting to get into the sport? What would you say to get them over that fear of failure or that fear of embarrassment in front of somebody they don't know?
That is a really interesting question. I was not expecting that one. So my thing, I just remember that every single man who is trying to give you unsolicited advice that you never were going to ask for, never wanted to ask for, that they looked really silly at one time too. They just forgot. And you really have to get good at telling people to expletive off in a nice way.
Yeah. Like, hey, I'm doing my own thing. It's
a
cool.
skill that needs to be developed. Unfortunately, I mean, of course, as a man, there's going to be some of that stuff, but I really don't think it's nearly as much as when you're a beginner woman. You know, everyone wants to help you. I do think a lot of times when it's a stranger, it's kind of self-serving, and you just have to tell people that you're working on your own stuff and focusing on one thing at a time.
Especially at the driving range. Maybe not so much in a tour event, but especially on the driving range.
Yes, when there's a lot of random people
walking by and
trying to buy you drinks and trying to be weird and
yeah, okay, that's great advice. You didn't expect the question. I didn't expect that answer. I mean, that's great.
Don't be afraid to tell an employee either. Like, if I'm at San Pedro and someone's being weird, come and tell me because they're gone. That's why we need more women in the golf industry.
And that is something we should have pointed out right away. Morgan, in her 4 months playing golf, now works for the Alamo City Golf Trail at San Pedro.
She can't afford to hit as many balls.
She was spending so much money there buying all the range balls. Yeah. Now she figured I might as well just get paid to be here.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, that's what I would say is expect a, unfortunately, slightly unwelcoming environment, but don't be surprised also. There's so many amazing people that are not unwelcoming at all, and they're not weird at all. There's more of those people. It's just cognitive bias.
Be prepared.
Yes, be prepared.
Be prepared. For 2 to 1. There's 2 to 1 good people out there, I guess. Well, if we're establishing metrics to it.
Yeah, probably 3 to 1, honestly.
Yeah, a 3 to 1. Okay, look, he keeps getting better. Greg, Morgan, thank you so much. I am going to write down my next barrage of questions, and I'm going to turn it back to MD and Dustin here. Thank you guys so much for joining us on Tuesday night. I'm so proud to call Greg a friend, and he helped so much with the tour, and just to see the look in his eyes and the smile when he gets to tell David Falconer, like, sorry, bro, can't play golf with you anymore because I'm playing with Morgan. And that's a really cool thing for Greg. I mean, it's really
Morgan. I told him Morgan was the only person that he couldn't be mad about. Anybody else he could be mad. But...
So yeah, it's super cool. So thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations on your win last week, and we're looking forward to you guys continuing on at Willow this weekend.
We will be there. We played a practice round on Father's Day. So
okay, terrific.
8 fajitas and Drake margaritas. It was a great day. So
we have a question from the
Oh, that's
From the
an
viewers.
interesting question.
Bart Wilson, that is
Oh,
2020
Bart. Hey,
Alamo
Bart.
City Golf Trail Tour Masters champion, Bart Wilson. For Morgan, other than Pops, which stands for Greg in this case, and not pace of
No.
play, stupid. Morgan,
TM.
other than Pops, what professional golfer do you look to for inspiration?
Harry Higgs.
Big rig.
There you go.
Okay.
Just quick with
We
that,
actually
too.
had a
Quick
really
with
cool. We
that.
went to the Texas Open and we got to follow him, and we were like the only two people following
It was
him. And
awesome.
like, he didn't have a good day, but like he had to hit off a cart path and stuff like that. You know, like, but it was
He
still
had to get
fun.
really creative.
Yeah, he did. But we
I mean,
had a fun day.
The quickest answer that I'll ever had is Tiger Woods, but that's really
Yeah, it's
that's
cliche,
what
it's
everyone would
cliche.
say.
I'll tell you what. I mean, I
There's
didn't
nothing
know how to
cliche about Tiger.
respond to Harry Riggs. You know, I mean, it was so fast. It was so,
I love him.
yeah. That's a great question, Bart Wilson. Thank you for watching and engaging. It's all about engagement here on the ACGT Tour Power Hour. For everyone just joining in, I'm going to do my best to stop talking. We are here with Morgan Graf and Greg Graf, and our host, Mike DerManuelian.
So, I mean, I know I've got some questions. So, I have a soon-to-be 2-year-old, I think. When I got, I think like maybe when she was like 4 months old, I came home from Target with the little plastic clubs, and my wife's like, "Why?" I'm like, "This is going to pay off. Like, she'll use it as a baton against the dogs for a while, but it'll pay off."
Yeah, a weapon. I would say a
Mhm.
weapon, right?
And obviously, having a daughter, Travis having a daughter, and having kids in general. But Greg, for you, what does it mean to be able to go out and play golf with your daughter, whether it's competitive or not? Just that, you know, what
it's
does it
very
mean to you to be able
competitive.
to
We bet every single time. So
Yeah, are you allowed to like lightly curse here?
you can do?
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's the ACGT Tour Report podcast. If it gets bad, MD will just edit a parental mature
Yeah.
verbiage in the description is fine. So if you accidentally slip, it's okay. Jason Bird is up 10-0 on everybody else. So
Sweet.
yeah, go ahead. It's
we
fine.
do a lot of shit talking at each other.
Wow, language.
I know.
Good Lord, we just talked about it.
God.
Actually, my one
This
piece of
isn't
advice for
serious
you,
satellite
MD,
radio, Morgan.
there you go, is probably don't chip in the house. And you can ask Morgan why not to
Oh,
do that.
here we go.
It's her first experience with a golf club.
That is
It's
my
not,
first experience with
yeah.
getting hit in the face by my father with a golf
Ooh.
club.
And
Is this within the last 4.5 months, or is
Yeah, I
this
was
before
about to
that?
say.
This is way.
Okay,
Like,
terrific.
how-
That's what I
how
would have
old
guessed
were
as
you
the most
when-
likely outcome.
Greg, how old was she when you first started, or Morgan, how old were you when he first started trying to at least, hey, you want to try golf?
Oh, other than hitting me in other than
Other-
hitting me in the face with a golf.
I
Oh,
would,
I mean-
so that story, she was probably 2, 3, I don't know.
Oh,
It caused a huge issue in the household because I was just lightly chipping in the house and she ran around the
Didn't feel
corner.
that.
Those
And
teeth are gonna fall out anyway.
she didn't do it again, you know, like.
I make a lot of jokes now about like hitting him in
Failure is the greatest teacher.
Yes. How old were you I don't even know if, I mean, I would
I
take
just
you, but you
remember
just
running
never
and
really wanted to. Yeah.
the face.
You
I
just
didn't
never-
get it.
Yeah, you did a bunch of other things.
I wasn't sporty.
Greg,
just,
was
Yeah.
was it a soft chip, Greg, or did you skull it though? That's what we
It was soft. I mean, I wasn't trying. you
Oh,
know,
okay. It wasn't a
Yeah,
blade.
I wasn't trying to take a
With
chunk
his-
out of the
with his
carpet or
buttery
anything.
hands.
But yeah, exactly.
if by skull it you mean hit a child in the skull.
Oh, that's interesting. I wonder if that's where that term comes from. I don't believe so, but it
Kids bounce
fits
back
this
really quick.
narrative.
Yes,
If you don't react, they'll be fine.
Yeah,
Just play it off.
yeah.
it was fine.
I think it was 3 stitches.
Yeah, it was only
Oh,
no, there's stitches. You drew blood.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
It was not that soft if we're
I
chipping
still have
indoors.
the scar.
It was not a flop shot.
so. Morgan, for you, obviously practicing like a just absolute fiend. I know your dad practices all the time because every time I've ever gone out to San Pedro, he's the only person I've ever seen who goes over to the far end and goes into that like weird little simulator thing where it's got all these bells and whistles that stop you from moving, or that you have
the yellow monster thing.
The yellow monster, yeah.
I tried it one time in front of him, and I immediately just hit everything on my way back.
You hate.
It was so bad. Oh,
the things you hate.
You have a much more progressive mindset than I do about that.
I have no comment. A 1,000 things rolled through my mind right there. I have no comment.
But what to you is your favorite part about golf? Like, so whether it's competition, whether it's getting better, whether it's just going out and practicing, putting on headphones and hitting, like, what's your favorite thing about golf?
Are you asking me?
Yes.
It's okay. First, the mindfulness, like I said earlier. I actually don't put on headphones. That isn't my thing. I like the noises around me. It's all mindfulness. Like everything I'm going to name is mindfulness. I mean, getting better is always something that I enjoy. That's, being okay with failure. And the competition is definitely something. I remember during the San Pedro match play this past year is when I first met a lot of people from just in the spring season. Oh God, he's laughing.
That was me. I'm remembering back to that tournament as well. And
okay. Yeah. I very quickly got intoxicated, and someone was like, "Why are you golfing?" And I was like, "So I can beat the shit out of all of you." I'm so embarrassed because I am not beating the shit out of anybody. Like I'm at that playing.
Well, now you are. I mean, you got way more victory cookies this summer than a lot of people.
That's true, but at that
points right now.
At that point, I think I had been playing for 3 weeks, and the next day I'm like, "What am I doing?"
You got to have that confidence in match play.
That's a hell of a tournament to pick to be your first
spring season champion Dustin Hassan won that tournament up above
you there. And that was his second victory in a row. He defended his title.
That's right. Which has never been done before. Yeah. Actually, I believe it had been done before. I believe it had been done by
Jason Bird. Jason Bird went back to
Jason Bird did it first, and he did it better, folks. You heard it here on the ACT Power Hour podcast. He did it first, did it better.
He reminded me, Dustin, boy, you're the second back-to-back winner. I mean,
I've seen two Dustin hole-in-ones at San Pedro, both in matches.
You were present for the one 2 years ago.
Yep.
My favorite part about the second hole-in-one on number 7, Dustin holed it in the dark. I was right there. It was great. Zeke Martinez had a putt to tie. That was the best part about that tournament. I love that tournament. Dustin has a hole. Dustin has a hole.
I make a one.
Hole's not over.
I make a one. We can't walk to the next tee yet. The hole is still not over.
Okay, so I'm coming back to Morgan.
Back to Morgan. I think the other thing is just getting to spend time with him. I mean, there's really nobody that I'd rather spend time with. We're just very similar and laugh a lot. And I mean, that's how everybody describes golf, I feel. So, you're with your friends and you are laughing a lot, and it's the really basic way of describing it, but it is what it is. I wouldn't want to spend time with anyone else. Yep. Other than Ernie, who I keep getting put in.
Ernie Cannon is amazing.
Definitely happened the last couple of years, not by design. But
I love that guy.
Let's get all emotional and mushy here right now. But Greg, I mean, great job parenting. I mean, how cool is that? Like, I don't think you'll go hang out with Greg. I mean, that's everything I want. Yeah,
what do you? I mean, what else could I ask?
How can I keep asking questions?
I'm just mean we're just like the best of friends, and so we just get to hang out on a golf course like every day. It's
every
awesome.
Day, literally.
Yeah,
literally.
I mean, that's so freaking cool. Okay, I'm gonna circle back to Morgan. Greg tells us that you sell really cool plants.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah,
so
are you not in a jungle right now?
I know. That's what I was going to ask. Can we get some information about the ginormous single leaf that's right next to you? We need to hear all about that plant.
This is an Anthurium crystallinum.
Oh my goodness.
Those words are awesome.
It is my favorite of all of my 800 plants in my house.
That's perfect. MD, can you quick type that title up there? Pop that on the screen. Real
Yeah,
quick.
just spell that right. It's fine. It's
Spell
easy.
check is gonna freak out.
800 plants in the house. This is your favorite.
Yes, someone would have to pry it from my cold dead hands. If I became homeless, I would cart this like 20-pound pot around with me, and that would be my life.
Like
With a leash in the yellow, in the red radio flyer scooter.
Yes, and I think that's also part of the allure to golf is just it's not like actual natural beauty. It's kind of synthesized, but it's still beautiful, and it's a marvel that these golf courses can exist. And
Heck yeah, I completely agree with that, and I bet you 20 for 20 of the golfers on the Alamo City Golf Trail Tour travels trip this year would agree with that statement, that there was at least one moment on the travels trip this year where they were like, damn, this place is freaking gorgeous.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, there's one moment per hole.
Right?
You just look around.
Sometimes it feels like that.
Just...
And where were we at? And I was like, man, we could have been at Kohler. Where were we? We were playing this past weekend at MD's place.
Yeah.
We were up Saturday afternoon at Twin Creeks, and it was on 18th. It was walking.
Yeah.
I walked down the 18th fairway as the sun was setting, and I played with MD and Casey and Greg Keogh up in Austin, and the sun was setting, and I was coming through the trees, and I was like, damn, it's beautiful. There's nowhere else I'd rather be right now. Don't tell Sabrina and Kaylin. I know they're not watching. So yeah, I'm just kidding. They watch all the time. Love you, hun. But I agree completely. It's beautiful, and I love your word mindful. I think that's a really cool word.
It's the best part of golf. Like, I don't know what else to say. It's the best part. I mean, we're so lacking as a society in activities nowadays that are truly just mindful activities. And I feel like it could benefit anybody to just start golfing.
The ACGT Tour, changing lives, folks. Greg Graf, ambassadorship, volunteering your time. Thank you so much. Before I ask you why you do it, thank you so much for your ambassadorship week in and week out. There are more often than not events when Greg is there before the first tee time, and he is damn near the last people to leave with us loading up the van. And thank you so much for what you do, and why ambassadoring, what's in it for Greg, and what do you get out of it?
I mean, all y'all's friendship. I mean, I believe in the tour. Like, it brings so much. Everything brings so much to my life and golf and everything else. We went to Wisconsin. There's so many reasons, and it's a better tour with ambassadors because there's so many tasks. They're just, some are small, just like putting up scoreboards. Well, okay, if Travis is doing that, he can't be doing something else, or whoever, scoring. Oh my gosh, Dustin and Casey taking care of that. It's huge. But,
and you step into that role.
Sure. Yeah. But no, the tour just is,
this is just fact. A lot of the ambassadors come in championship flight. It's just fact. It's just the way it is.
Sure, yeah.
And Greg hovers a little lower on the average flight board than that for everyone watching at home.
I always love your quote that you tell me. You're like, you need to either get a lot better or a lot worse because it'll make your life so much easier.
So Greg gets thrown into that scoring role every event when we flip the flights. It's just me and Greg.
Yep.
Casey and Dustin and MD and Jason are in championship flight, and Jason Sandoval and Sean Vidal and Steven Evans, the marshals, are in championship flight, and all of a sudden it's just Greg and Travis. But yeah, no, it's thank you so much for what you do, and you're exactly right. It is a better tour with the ambassadors. Let's write that one down as a quote. I really like that one. It is a better tour with ambassadors. Greg Graf. June the 21st, 2022.
And a top tier starter. I had the honor of starting people on the second day at Almost at the Almost 2-day event, and I had a lot of people come up to me. They're like, "Where's Greg?" Like,
MD did say that to me.
We
He's
want
like,
Greg,
"No, I'm
damn
getting
it."
annoyed at the people asking for Greg right now."
I'm sorry, I'm not Greg.
When we were at
No.
Whistling Straits, obviously the starter there is top notch, and so I'm sitting there, and it might have been Travis, it might have been somebody else, but they're like, "Hey, take notes. That's how a real starter, does it."
I believe I was in the vicinity, but I do not believe it was me. I'm not even skipping around that one. I'm not scapegoating anybody, but I was there. I heard it for sure. Someone slap me on the chest and say, "Hey, take notes." Greg Graf, favorite ACGT tour moment that is not winning last week with Morgan. That one's bullshit. That's too easy. That doesn't count.
That's super easy.
That's
one.
a softball.
As far as just favorite overall, like making the South Texas match play team twice, those have both been super awesome.
Who have you played with in the last couple years?
What do you mean?
Who was your partner in the South Texas Match Play Challenge?
Oh, Steve Evans was the year before, and then Jonathan Aiken was the year before that.
Okay, Jonathan Aiken.
So, yeah.
Steve Evans was your partner.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Steve Evans.
Yeah. So just both times were just amazing. The second time I made it was kind of like Dustin is going through right now, where he doesn't have to make it through the playoffs because he won the spring season. The second time I made it, I won the summer season, and it takes all of the tension out of the playoffs because you're just there.
That was the year. Yeah. That was the year you won the plaid jacket at Cedar Creek that year, right? That was the Paco Ridge year, was it not?
Yes. Sure was.
Yeah, that was the year. That was. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. So that was way easier than making the playoffs. I'm just gonna go out. But both years were awesome.
You heard it here. Greg recommends making it in the seasons and
Definitely.
not in the playoffs.
Ideally,
you want to just win in the season.
So hold on one second. Stand by. I know Jason's not here. He'd have the calculator up, but we are going. Bam! There was a less than half of a percent chance of making the team in the regular season. Less than half of a percent chance. And in the playoffs, statistically, you have a 7% chance, an 8% chance with the horse race. If you count that slot as coming from the playoffs, that's 8%. Maybe more with some withdrawals in the playoffs. So statistically, the playoffs. But Greg's advice: top 3, everybody, go out there and top 3.
It's way better.
Morgan Graf, 4.5 months, a couple tour events. Let's change the question for you. Not favorite tour event. How about favorite golf moment? Doesn't have to be in a tour. Favorite golf moment. Not winning with Greg, and not getting hit in the face.
No. I want to say in the tour. Oh, well, in golf in general, I just hooped a shot the other day.
She's hooped 3 chips on me in the last 2 days. So.
Well, it hooped in there and went like, pook, and then my dad was laying on the green, just like not able to breathe. So that was great. But on the tour, probably when Ernie and I saved a squirrel from a trash can.
Okay.
favorite tour moment was not related to golf at all.
I love building relationships.
Humanitarian efforts.
I love it.
We were both doing it like not our greatest job golfing, but we saved a squirrel. So
and I believe you were in you're in the last flight, right? And so every flight has come through, and this squirrel was in the trash can.
Potentially. Sure.
Yeah, we didn't hear it. We both heard it, and we're like, "Why is there a squirrel in the trash can?" And he was like stuck in there.
Hey, listen, I'm right with you. In Wisconsin this year, I walked 150 yards backwards down a cart path to scooch a turtle off of the cart path.
Little baby turtle walking across at the Irish course, I believe.
I think. No, we were at the Bull. It was on the back nine of the Bull.
Oh, that's right.
And so I know what it's like.
Yeah.
Squirrels get stuck
you
in the
want,
trash
like,
cans.
Real golf related golfing, then probably it was this, I think, the second day of the tournament, the Masters tournament. And I don't remember what hole it was. It was the one where you have to hit across the river that's like right there. It's right there and it's kind of diagonal. It's one of the last ones. I think it's 17,
17 or 16,
sure. Yeah.
Yes, and I hit my tee shot and it was terrible. It hit just across and it hit the top of the edge of the opposite side of the creek. And it went straight up into the air where I had no idea where it went. I just assumed it went back into the creek. No, it hit the cart path. It hit the corner of the cart path. And I just assumed it was in the creek. And I almost hit another one. And then Ernie is like, it's right in front of you. I don't know how that physics works.
Hopefully, at the end of the summer season, you have a better one.
Yes.
Listen to that. That is father-daughter trash talk. Listen, FYI, Morgan, Greg does not approve of your favorite golf moment.
I don't give a shit.
And I think it's really cool that your favorite golf moment is more lifestyle related, being outside and saving the squirrel, than it is. Because every one of the dudes on here would have been like, oh, when I made a hole in one or when I chipped in.
Look, I've driven
Yeah.
to the green before. What hole is that, Dad?
14 at Almas. Yeah, you drove the green your first time playing there.
But then I
She four-putted for a bogey.
So, like, I've had really
Drive for dough. What is it? Drive for show.
Drive for show,
dough.
putt for dough.
Oh.
Nice
Yeah,
four-putt
I did
bogey.
I did not do that day. Yeah, it's just I think I like golf because you get to make fun of yourself a lot, and there's a lot of humility, like you said. So all of my favorite golf moments are the stupidest ones.
I couldn't agree more.
You have to make fun of yourself sometimes. I mean, so there was the sticker that we made this past tournament because our handicap was just ridiculous. It was 50.7 because of
Your
me.
team handicap. Greg
Yes.
plus Morgan was 50.7. Okay, copy that. Yes, let's not scare anybody away.
No, my handicap
Alamo
was
City Golf Trail Tour, home for everybody, even the 50.7s.
Yes, and I remember we were just drinking at San Pedro one day, and he's like, "What if we made a sticker like those marathon people? You know, the 26.2 people. We should make a sticker." And he was just joking. But right before I left for the Northern Hills tournament, I remembered, hey, I have a thermal printer and I have sticker paper, and it was like I was late already. But
Do we have that photo somewhere? Does anybody have that photo?
I do not, but I definitely need it, and
We want it
to
for sure.
post it.
Hey,
I'll
please,
be honest with you. There's nothing I appreciate more than commitment to funny things and actually going out
like
and-
coming through. I love it. I think it's great. Next level shit. I mean, that's what we're trying to do. Next level all the time.
yeah, I got into Adobe Illustrator. I'm like, I can do this. Where's the ellipse tool? Where's the ellipse tool? Where is it? And I'm like, I'm trying to find it, and I'm Googling the picture of the marathon stickers, trying to get the same fonts, and it took me like 7 minutes. I was so speedy.
We are going to need to talk because I'm going to want some. I have some ideas for stickers for the tour that I
think that's great. I think we need to sell stickers. I think we need to sell the stickers all the time. There's tons going around. We're gonna do T-shirts for the next limited edition items.
Well, if I can do that in 7 minutes, then hit me up.
Yeah, I love it. I love the new hashtag Pops, POPS. You're gonna hear us say that a lot. Hashtag Pops. Pace of play, stupid.
Yeah, pace place. I just got my polo just came in that I had made that says Third Flight Great on the chest.
I love Third Flight Great. I love I'm the best at being humble. I love that one. That's one of my favorite ones. But everyone, for those of you who are just tuning in, we are here with Greg Graf and Morgan Graf, father-daughter. They won last weekend on the Alamo City Golf Trail Tour partner event, 666. That's best ball, alternate shot, and scramble. They're joining us, telling us about their golf journey and how they play more golf than everybody on the show put together, which is a little obnoxious, but it's awesome. I love it.
It's really obnoxious. I'm like, sometimes I am worried for us.
Yeah. I think it's.
She sets plans on Tuesday, and some Tuesday afternoons, I'm like, "Did you get your work done, or you know?"
And I'm like, tomorrow.
Yeah, well, no comment there. You know,
No comment.
I got a different perspective on that. You know, but so cool. I mean, it's so cool to see the bond, to see the different reaches of the Alamo City Golf Trail Tour, impacting.
I got a question for Morgan and Greg. About the tournament at Northern. So the final 6, the alternate shot format. Were there any moments where it was getting a little contentious?
No,
not really
not
father
really.
daughter at that point.
Oh no!
She's got this uncanny ability to never lose a ball. For one, like I mean, it might not be long, but it's down there.
That's an ability I need.
Yeah, me too. Believe me. And if you point where a putt should go, she makes it. It's the silliest thing.
I am such a bad putter.
No, she's like, is it slow, medium, or fast? And you're just like, it's fast, down grain, and you point where it goes, and she hits it there. So no, there really wasn't. I mean, we made up a lot of ground in the last 6 holes.
Are you talking like personality? What like personality clashes? Is that what you're talking?
Yeah, maybe just a little drama here or there, like
no.
Why'd you do that, dumb?
Greg, gives you the evil eye or something.
No. So we did have a. There were 2 shots consecutively that we both just looked at each other and were like, "Oh God!" But it was together. We were both like, "Oh dear."
She hit a full pitching wedge about 10 feet, and then I proceeded to hit one about.
God, no, that was my 5-wood.
Oh,
no,
my bad.
It's my 5-wood.
Okay, she hit a 5-wood about maybe 10 yards.
It was
yeah, and I'm like, okay, well, I'll just save us with a wedge, whatever. And I get up there and
save us with a wedge.
Just hit just so far behind it, and I could just hear her just giggling in the background.
Yeah, I was laughing.
Yeah, that's great.
It was very funny.
My comments on that is that if that was anyone other than your child, you get so mad, like 10 out of 10 angry. But it's got to be completely the opposite feeling when that's your child behind you laughing at your bullshit.
Oh yeah, completely opposite.
I could just picture MD behind me giggling, and I'm just fuming.
We're very sync with each other because we're basically the same person. So if I'm laughing at it, then he's probably laughing at it too in his head already. So
Yep.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's so cool. That's cool.
So I'm ready for, like, when are we gonna do a full alt shot? I'm so ready.
Oh
Gosh,
we're now new format alert.
When are we doing it?
New format alert. Brackenridge Park, the 24th of July, open for registration.
We have already registered.
Oh,
www.acgttour.golf is your home for all of that.
Travis, did you see my email?
I didn't this time.
So I emailed, and I was like, it's gonna be Bird that sees this, and he's not gonna appreciate it at all. I emailed. What did I email? I emailed, hello, yes, I would like to register for the Brackenridge Scramble Alt Shot, along with my partner Gregory Graf, the 2019 Most Improved Player in 2020. And he just responded so dryly. He's like, confirmed.
I'm looking at it right now. I pulled it up right now. It's Morgan Graf. Morgan Graf sends it to me. I, of course, ignore it because that's Jason's role. She then forwards it to Jason. 52 to immediately. She sent it to me individually and then immediately sent it to Jason. And this is what it said. It said, "Hi there, exclamation point. Morgan Graf here. I'd like to sign up for the Brackenridge Park 2-person tournament as an employee." Morgan works for the trail at Willow. "With Gregory Graf, the 2020 Player of the Year and the 2019 Most Improved Player." And then she states her employee number. "Let me know if you need anything else. Thanks, Morgan."
Wait, we were literally sitting inside San Pedro when we did that. We were like drinking.
I would like to point out 2 things. You are absolutely correct. Jason Bird replied, "Confirmed." Only. However, our response time as administrators was less than 40 minutes. So I am completely happy. I applaud Jason Bird and all of his administration stuff that he does. Did we lose somebody? Where'd Dustin go? Did we lose an ambassador? Is everybody okay? There he is.
There we go.
Oh my goodness. Is everything okay?
Did we kick him out? What the
Yeah,
heck?
that's a great story though. I heard that.
Good. Yes, I'm gonna keep emailing that until he breaks or something. I don't know.
I think it's great. And this is let's bring up this talking point. This isn't written down anywhere. Morgan Graf is an employee with the Alamo City Golf Trail at San Pedro.
Yes.
And the Alamo City Golf Trail Tour and myself and the ambassadors encourage the Alamo City Golf Trail employees to play on tour as much as you can get away from work to play. Do it. It's tournament golf. It's for everybody, from plus handicaps to 50.7s and everything in between. And employees get their employee benefit of a reduced rate on green fees. So you have to email the tour directors, myself or Jason, to register as an employee. But that's a great talking point. I love it when employees play for 2 reasons. A, every employee is an employee because they love playing golf. And then when they become an employee, they play less golf, unless you're Morgan and hits tons of golf balls. But I mean, everybody gets into the golf business because they want to play golf. And when you start working there, your play goes down and down and down. So come on out, employees of the Alamo City Golf Trail. And
yes, and
come on out.
You don't have to be that good. I keep trying to convince a lot of my coworkers to come out here, and they're like, "But I'm not gonna win." And now I'm like, I won.
That is right. Every time you sign up for a tour event, because of the handicap format, because of the flights, every time you register, you have a chance to win.
Yes.
Whether it's in 4th flight or championship flight or 1st flight or champ flight this week, 1st flight next week, based on the strength of the field. But yes, employees of the trail, come on out. It is so important to me that you guys get to compete in real golf tournaments on the tour, not just charity scrambles or groups and associations or afternoon scramble, whatever nonsense. Come compete in real golf tournaments. And when you play in these events, you can communicate them so much better to customers across the golf counter on what the tour is, what it does, and it's open to everybody. So come on out, Alamo City Golf Trail employees. I know there are several that play on a regular basis. Coy Breen in championship flight in the accounting office. Ruben Caraveo, director of marketing, plays in 1st flight a lot. Partners with Greg Keogh a lot. Kevin Molyneux, the director of operations for the trail, plays in quite a lot. Seth Henry.
Chris Ladd plays.
Juan Benitez, Tony Floyd.
I played with Juan when he won.
Espinoza, Chris Espinoza, right?
Mm-hmm. I think he's
so many.
Yes.
There's so many. Come on out, and it is a great avenue to meet new people, to play competitive golf, and to get a different perspective on tournament operations. If we're adding bullet points to this list, come on out, hang out, play good golf, meet people that play good golf, and understand how to run a tournament in a golf operations setting, and you get a discount to do it.
Yes, it's pretty good. It's a pretty good discount too. The other thing is skins. Like I was last my first tournament, and I still got 2 skins because I stupidly parred 2 holes or something. So
yes. So the Alamo City Golf Trail Tour runs a skins game within your flight, which are optional every event, and then there's literature for that. But skins are another avenue, and I tell everybody it's always a good bet to bet on yourself.
Bet on yourself.
And that it gives you something to play for if you start double. I hate to be negative like that, but it's so fun, and it's cash payouts, and it's little increments, but it's something else to play for other than the tour prizes and the tour points. Sometimes the skins pay out more than winning the tournament. Like last week at Northern Hills, I mean, there was a flight where the skins paid out triple digits.
First flight paid out pretty good.
Yeah.
And I always go out. I will always. Any flight, I will go buy anyone skins who did not believe in themselves, because they're always the first people to make the birdies. And
heck yeah, because they got nothing in it. Yeah, heck yeah.
And that's my reminder to them of like, I believe in you. Now you believe in yourself next week.
Dustin, final questions for Morgan and Greg. Then we'll give MD final questions. I'll ask one, and then we'll give you guys final thoughts before we say goodnight. I just glimpsed back to MD's timeline, and we are way off of it.
I had a goal timeline. I'm more than happy. This is much better than my.
I agree completely. Now, one thing that we've talked about tonight has been on the schedule, and has been an amazing show.
And that's okay.
All right, let's go back. Dustin, final questions for Morgan.
Yeah, I got a quick one for Morgan. I've heard a lot of things with driving greens, hitting putts anywhere you want on the green. But what's your favorite club in the bag? I mean, what when you walk up to a shot, you pulling out, you're the most confident with?
My pitching wedge, probably.
I was gonna go with driver on par threes.
Not right now. Look, I feel like
no matter the length,
it changes for everyone every week. Sometimes I'm like, yes, the 7-iron is the one. But all of my wedges, really, I don't have problems with, and I saved us a few times during the tournament, getting to the green and it just being stupid close.
Yep,
that's awesome.
But from anywhere else, look, it can either be really good or really bad.
The context that is missing there is it was an alternate shot format, and she was saving her partner Greg.
Yep.
Most of it that day was putting. And I will hit my putter from like 20 yards off the green, which is really obnoxious, but.
Hey, listen, I have a chipper in the bag, so I'm all for obnoxiousness.
One of the first things he told me was a bad putt is way better than a bad chip.
Heck yeah.
And
he's absolutely correct.
More often than not, a bad putt is better than a good chip.
So it works out for me a lot. And the first tournament I played, I got a par on the first. I did terribly after that. But I think Ernie got a little freaked out because I got a par the first hole, but it was literally just because I putted off the green. Off the green.
You know who
right
who
into the hole.
Yeah, number one at almost. Heck yeah, that was one of those skins you won.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
That was one of those skins.
I'm good, and then I had double bogey the next 5 holes.
You know who else? Putts it from everywhere? Greg's fellow starter ambassador, Micah.
He's
everywhere. Yes, he does.
It is so obnoxious. He putts from he putted from a bunker.
He was putting from bunkers.
He was putting from bunkers.
In Polar.
I mean, you do that a couple times, my dad.
Oh my goodness!
I'm like, I think I'm good.
Listen, I am
Casey
all
Graham
about.
has footage of me with a 70-yard putt at Kohler.
I mean, I don't deny it,
Greg Graf.
I have footage of Greg Graf hitting 130-yard shots at Topgolf with his Scotty putter.
Bettinardi.
Oh, MD, are you froze? Did we lose MD?
Oh no, he's.
Oh, unless he's really still.
That would be impressive. The clock is still ticking in his grid, though. That means he's live, right? Yes. Well, I mean, I was gonna ask him if he had any questions. Oh, Dustin's coming back. Greg, back to Dustin.
I got a question for Greg. Greg, you're a veteran in the game now. You've made multiple match play teams. You're coming off a win, first event in the summer season. What's your mindset going into event number 2 and closing
That was
out the
my
summer
question,
season?
Dustin. Good job.
And what ultimately are you looking forward to out of this summer season? And then I got a follow up after this.
I mean, I need to hold on until I get to the next partner tournament where Morgan and I can, wreak some havoc. So just play decent in the stroke play events, and then have her save me with her wedges.
I was gonna
and
say,
G, how cool would it be to make a team with your daughter? The
Oh,
South Texas Match
That's
Play
exactly
Challenge
what we
team.
want to do.
That'd be fantastic. Last year, Scott Cunningham and CJ Gomez made the team, which was really cool. But yes, it would be.
We've had brothers on teams with the
Yep.
Workmans. We've had CJ and Scotty. We could have a possible father-daughter.
We've had father. No, we didn't have father-son. Greg Keogh has made a team, and Joe Keogh has made a team, but they weren't on the team together.
Separate teams.
Okay.
Yeah. But I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. And Evan and Joe were on opposing teams. They weren't on the same team either.
Yeah,
they were on opposing teams the same year, though, so that was kind of cool at Cedar.
Wait, so Evan made the Houston team?
Evan lived in Houston at the time, and
awesome.
he made the Houston team. Yes, Evan Workman made the Houston team. That was the first year at Cedar Creek. That was the year of the champagne photo. That was that year. MD, we'll come back to you. I know we had some technical difficulties, and you were ripping off your questions. So Dustin jumped in and asked like 7 questions while you were gone. So.
I was gonna say I wish I had taken video at Kohler at Black Wolf. I watched Greg like hit a flop shot with a putter out of fescue on the massive putting green, and I lost it, which was fantastic. That was like my favorite moment of the trip, was watching that. I didn't think that was possible. So first I want to call out Morgan. 4.5 months playing golf, 5 months playing golf. Your mentality is 1,000 times better than anyone else starting out in golf. And
holy crap, the positivity is amazing.
Not only the positivity, but the mentality of I can go out and laugh at myself, because I guarantee you 99.9% of the guys out on tour and playing in this group will never sit there and ever broadcast, I made 5 double bogeys in a row, and laugh at all. They're going to sit there and be like, they're going to sit there and be just so angry and not want to even talk about it.
I mean, I was angry, but
but you're willing to, but you're laughing it off.
Yeah,
now,
willing to see it as a teaching experience.
Yeah, and that's just such a.
How do you ever get better without just acknowledging that? And
I bury it deep inside and get mad at myself until I get better.
I let it fester until it takes over.
Better? Are we about to have a therapy session?
Yes, please. No club throwing on tour, everybody. No club throwing on tour.
No club throwing on tour.
Consult the FAQ page. No club throwing.
But no, you're just never gonna get better. I mean, if you don't, acknowledge your flaws, and I do want to be the first woman on the match play team at the same time as my dad. So,
and
I mean, so awesome.
He's not going to be the first woman on the match play team. To be clear, that made it sound like.
And the mentality and the way that the tour lays out, undoubtedly, it is something that can be done. And my question for you guys really is, obviously we're in the second half of the season here, summer season. What are you guys individually most looking forward to this summer season?
We're very good at playing in the hot weather.
That is true. Historically, that has been my better season. So
I love the in-depth analysis. I agree. Every time I get free time to play golf, it is on an afternoon, and it's in the summer, and it is now just commonplace when I'm like, hey, let's go play. It's like, okay, I got the 340.
It's going to be 105.
Yeah, it's like, okay, but it doesn't bother me at all. It doesn't bother me at all, and I love it. And you know what? I said it a bunch this past weekend. There was nobody in front of us, and there was nobody behind us.
It's amazing. Oh my gosh. When we were playing this past Sunday, there was like nobody.
It's amazing. MD, DH, any last questions before I rattle off 4 or 5?
No, rattle away.
Rattle away. I won't keep you guys too long. Greg, what was your first Alamo City Golf Trail Tour event? Do you remember? I don't know. I'm just asking.
I've got a shirt that's like from like first season or second season. And then I took like 4 or 5 years off after that. And then, but like it was like before Tour Handicaps.
Awesome. Yeah, that's
like,
way early.
Way
when you said shirt.
Yeah.
I haven't done that for years.
It doesn't even say Alamo City Golf, or ACGT Tour. It just says Alamo City Golf Trail.
Love it. That's awesome.
So,
yeah, that's pre-branding.
So pretty early.
Pre-branding. So yeah, you've been here forever. I just wanted to take this moment on this platform here with some of my other ambassadors and Morgan and say thank you so much for being a customer, a fellow golfer, an ambassador, a friend, someone who's involved in this right down to the core. And thank you so much for trusting the product that is the tour so much that you got into a van with Jason Bird and drove to Paco Ridge in New Mexico on a moment's notice, and thank you so much for everything you do to the tour, for the tour, to the tour, all of the above. It's been so cool. Like I got goosebumps.
Thank you also. It's added so much to my life as well.
Sitting here and listening to you hang out with your daughter Morgan and play on tour, and just knowing that my 9-year-old's in the other room FaceTiming her dumb little friends right now, and hopefully I've got this to look forward to, because it's been hands down my favorite show, and I love my kiddo, and her friends are amazing, and they're over all the time, and I guarantee you I'm going to open the door and she's FaceTiming her friends, and she's been on FaceTime for 6 hours, I'm sure. but hopefully this has been, I don't know what to say. This has been my favorite show. I think this is so cool. The best podcasts, in my opinion, are the unscripted ones. And this one was completely unscripted, and it was so cool. Thank you guys so much for sharing your Tuesday night with us. And we learned so much. I hope everybody back home got a ton out of this. The ACGT Tour truly is a home for everybody. Morgan, tell us what it would mean to you to beat your dad in point standings this summer season. What is...
it's not going to happen, but hypothetically.
Let's go hypothetically, Morgan.
Shots fired.
What would that be like?
Time's ticking. You're getting older. It'll be one day.
Eventually, yes.
He would be happy, so I'd be happy.
I think so too.
When you're a good parent, you want your kid to do better than you do. So. And
we also have a caddy pact. If whoever makes the team, or the other person caddies for them.
Caddy.
I think that's great. I think I definitely think that's great, and we will need to bit that into future podcasts. Morgan versus Greg, the caddy bet for the rest of the summer.
I would love to produce like a 3-hole little match play that we can record and do.
Speaking of match play, Morgan has not mentioned that the San Pedro employees have a San Pedro Cup match play championship, and she's in the finals versus Jimmy Keener, who is a
Jimmy Keener. That's perfect.
Beat up Jimmy. Go get him.
That's great.
So that's like the end of the little tournament, and I hope I beat the shit out of it.
I think that would be amazing. Jimmy Keener used to play on the Alamo City Golf Trail Tour with his father, Jim Keener. Before
I worked with Jim for a while.
Before Jimmy got good, and has started trying to play professionally. He's a professional now, can't come back. It's amateur tour, right? But there were
trying to come back against me here.
Back in the day, Jimmy Keener played with his father on tour. It's been many years, but yeah, heck yeah. Heck yeah. Well, guys, thank you so much. Final thoughts, Greg and Morgan. The platform is yours. Take it away.
All you.
Oh, me. Oh, God. If I could say anything, I would just ask people to watch out for women on the driving range and on the golf course, and make sure that they feel comfortable, and don't be afraid to speak up for them. And if you see a woman that might feel uncomfortable, try to go and save them in a very respectful way. And don't be afraid to do that, because
or go get Morgan, and Morgan will step in for you, because she is always at San Pedro. She's referencing San Pedro, the T line right now, for sure.
Yes. And right now I'm trying to make some changes, and trying to kind of rally a little bit to improve conditions for women so they can feel more comfortable when they're out and about on the golf course. So if you can do that, please do it.
Well, that's awesome.
It would help a lot.
That is awesome. Absolutely. Inclusive, welcoming atmosphere. Golf is hard without that. Absolutely. Yeah. Agree completely. Yes. Greg, take it away. What are your final thoughts before we send you away on a Tuesday night?
Final thoughts. Love playing on tour. It's even better this year because Morgan has, joined me on it. So just absolutely loving life.
It's great. It's really great. It's the best. I can't think of better years, honestly, than us just literally at 3 p.m. every day going and playing golf.
That's
and then
so awesome.
So cool.
What more can you ask for? So hopefully we beat more people and.
Well, guys, thank you so much, Greg and Morgan, for joining us on your Tuesday nights. Hands down, my favorite show. Thank you so much. So cool to watch. So cool to listen to you talk about the tour and golf impacting lives differently than just scores, and that's really refreshing and really, really cool. Thank you guys so much for joining us. www.acgttour.golf. Sign up for Willow, sign up for Cedar, sign up for Brackenridge Park 9-9, and maybe you'll get paired with these two, or at absolute worst case, see Greg in the starter's tent while he's ambassadoring. Thank you guys so much for joining us on this Tuesday night. We'll let you get back to it. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I texted you before the show, Travis. I had Emma go into my room and grab one of my hats, and she had my blue tour hat. It was running around with it.
Put the picture on. Put it on. Do you have it on?
I don't have it. It's not on my laptop. But I texted Travis and I said, "Give me 16 years. Emma and I are coming for the tour."
I mean, okay, we went a little over. We went a little off script. But hands down, my favorite show. I mean, we talk about score and birdies and course records and hole-in-ones and bunker saves and bombs that Casey Graham made in the South Texas Match Play Challenge, but we don't talk about the saving squirrels from trash cans and walks in the park and exercising.
And I think we forget about it. I think we get so wrapped up in it, and she has such a fresh perspective.
I think it was really cool, and the smile on Greg's face the whole time when she was talking about, she'd rather be playing golf with her father than anywhere else. I mean, that's awesome, and to be here with you guys. Putting that product on is oh my God, it's just hammers home. It's so cool. It's so fun to watch. And it is so rewarding at the end of the day to be the golf professional kind of behind the tour, providing that, and the ambassadors providing that entertainment for that to happen. I'm sorry.
And I think I think every parent out there, whether you have a 6-month-old or you have a 40-year-old, I don't think there's anything kind of better than to hear your child say, "Hey, like the best time of my life right now is just hanging out with you."
Hanging out. I mean, I think it's
like that's literally the goal.
I mean,
that's my dream.
I think it's so cool. And we talked briefly about Greg Keogh and Joe Keogh, father son. Oh, there's Greg Keogh right there.
Right there.
Keogh, what up, buddy?
And Joe Keogh, Greg's father, told me once, because I asked him that question about playing with his son, and he's like, nah, we'll always be father son, but I'm sorry, I got distracted. That's another story right there. That's hilarious. But Joe Keogh told me it's not father son anymore. It's just buddies. It's just friends. And that's what I saw for the last hour, watching Morgan and Greg just kind of hang out together, unscripted, on live television. I mean, I think that's so cool. I hope that I get to share that someday on the golf course, in life in general, and just a bonus on the golf course. And Greg, let's put that comment back up there. Greg Keogh, happy Father's Day, Greg Keogh. Happy Father's Day. All the other fathers that are tuning in. I know it's a couple days late. Greg Keogh has a daughter as well. Ellie is her name, I believe, right?
Yep, and
Ellie?
she just turned 2 in January, I believe. December? January? So she's almost 2.5 now.
So is that younger than yours?
No, she's about 6 months older than Emma.
6 months older. 6 months older. So we give Greg a hard time. Greg just graduated to the senior tees on tour this year, which is at age 50. And back 2.5 years ago, when Greg found out that he was having this child, I very, very vividly remember sending Greg a text message saying, hey, buddy, guess what? When your daughter graduates from college, you'll be 72, bro. So that's what that comment was referencing right there. So I know that came up on our Father's Day round of golf this weekend as well. I turned 40 this year, so it was a big milestone number for me as well.
30.
So, 30, 40, and 30, 40, 50. There we go.
40,
bam, bam,
50,
bam.
a lineup.
Dustin's not far behind me there. So,
No.
Send college fund payments ASAP. Get us a GoFundMe link. We'll put it out there. We can have a fundraiser tournament. I have no problem with that. Going back to what MD said, 16 years, and hopefully his child's playing good golf. The number one unused Division I scholarship, women's golf.
I told Cindy, when we first found out we were pregnant, I initially was like, I just want a boy, I want a boy, I want a boy. And then I jokingly said, when I found out we were having a girl, I was like, well, if she plays golf, at least there's a golf scholarship in there. Oh, speaking of that, Mrs. DerManuelian has a comment.
Oh, Mrs. DerManuelian's watching. Thank you, Cindy Lee.
But I mean, I told Cindy, I was like, I cannot wait. I was like, I'm never going to force golf on her. I don't want her to anything, but if she gets into golf, I'm going to be so excited. We watched golf this weekend and put it up on the screen. She sees someone hit a golf ball. She'll do this. If I take her to the PGA store,
I love it.
If she goes to Golf Galaxy or something, there's guys shanking balls in the net, and she's just clapping like, this is amazing. This is quality golf.
When I was always planning on being in the golf business. Sabrina and I have been married for 16 years this year. That blows my mind that we're talking about that. Maybe we can have her on a show one of these weeks, talk about what it's like to be married to a golf professional. I think that would be an interesting topic.
That would be hilarious.
I think that would be a really cool show, actually. Maybe we could get some other local golf professionals that have worked their career with me and get their spouses on. I think that would be a cool segment.
Yeah, the wives of the PGA.
Yeah, I think that'd be great. I mean, that it took all this time for that big article to come out about home work-life balance as a PGA professional. I think that would be a really, really cool topic. But where I was going with that is when Sabrina and I were in our dating phase, she would come to the golf course, but she would never play. She would ride the golf course. She would drive the golf cart and read a book, and I would play, and she would kind of caddy, but not really. And when she found out that that was an actual job, it absolutely stopped. But I'm never really interested in playing. And Kaylin, the same thing. My 9-year-old daughter, Kaylin, has clubs, and we used to do it. And when I was at Northern Hills, we'd go a lot. And we'd warm up really good on the driving range, and Kaylin and I would warm up really well on the putting green. And then we'd hit really good shots on number one, and then we'd get to the damn ducks at the pond, and then we'd be done playing golf and hanging out with the ducks. But I guess this all circles back to just the last hour watching Morgan and Greg just hang out as buddies around golf. It really is really cool.
Yeah. I mean, I know growing up, like, my dad worked a lot. My favorite day of the week was Thursdays at 3:00. He would always come home early so we could go out and go play together. And, here we are all these years later, end of July, I'm going on a buddy trip back to Hilton Head to go play golf with him for a week and a couple other guys. And it's just going to be a great time. And that means so much to me. So it really does. There's something just magical about golf and what it can do for.
It's really cool. That was a really cool perspective, a really good interview, and my favorite show. I think that was great. Let's circle back to a sellout plus this weekend at Willow Springs. www.acgttour.golf. For those of you just joining us, we're getting ready to wrap up here, I think, pretty quick. Had a really cool show tonight. Jason Bird watching. Thank you. Those Northern Hills ducks are ugly, though. They are a unique species, maybe a unique species only to Northern Hills. But, man, there's some awesome ducks. Funny looking and attractive.
I got Travis off topic real easy.
Yes, it's the comments because I watched my setup here. I have my computer and my microphone and everything that I got going on the table, and then I look up to the TV monitor, and that's where you guys are. So I'm talking to the TV, but on full screen. So when you pull the comment in, I get like drawn to the comment. I'm done. It's over. I can't pay attention. acgttour.golf registration page is open. Another sellout this weekend. I know the Alamo City Golf Trail course manager Chris Ladd is in the field. He is looking forward to hosting the sellout tour field at Willow. Course conditions are improving. They know they're not where they want them, but they are very playable. They are getting better every day, and we're going to have a great successful event there this weekend. Sign up for Cedar Creek Stroke Play. Sign up for Brackenridge Park 9-9 new format, open for registration. Individual events, individual points events. Every point matters. Come out and play. Come out and practice. Dustin, MD, your final thoughts. MD, do we got anything else?
No, I mean, that's really all we got for you guys tonight. I mean, my big call outs for, coming into the weekend. It's going to be another hot weekend. Make sure that you have, your water, pick some water up at the first tee, water stations, marshals are going to have water, all that good stuff, but stay hydrated. Be just very aware of that. It's going to be a lot of fun stroke play. I love the stroke play events. It's one of those times where we get to really, put the pressure back on ourselves, and that's a lot of fun. And I'm super excited, man. It's going to be a great time. And the show today was awesome. I loved having Morgan and Greg on. That was really special.
Yeah, I think too it was great. A great interview. I mean, how cool is it, father and daughter share that? And how cool is it she's picked up golf only 4.5 months ago? That's and how involved and in it she is already. So a great story, great interview. But ready to get to Willow individual. Thing about Willow, it's a good couple starting holes. One got dog leg left, two big long dog leg right. That kind of sets the stage right off the bat. So it's always good getting back out to Willow. I'm looking forward to it.
MD, can we put the logo up? I got so into the Morgan and Greg interview, I didn't give our sponsor shout out for the evening. A big shout out to our 2022 presenting sponsor, Sean Sexton and Goosehead Insurance. On every tour communication you guys get, there's a QR code that will bring you right to the Sexton Agency, Sean Sexton Agency of Goosehead Insurance. Free quote right there. Takes 2 seconds. You get Sean. You get a real person. Goosehead Insurance. Engaged sponsors. Thank you so much, Sean Sexton and Goosehead Insurance. And to our 2022 South Texas Match Play Challenge sponsor, Rick Hoinsey and Elevated Logistics. Their phone number, MD is going to pop it back up on the screen right there. Bam. Same day delivery leaders in Texas. Same day logistical transportation in Texas. They are the delivery leaders, Rick Hoinsey and Sean Sexton, the 2022 Alamo City Golf Trail Tour sponsors. Guys, thank you so much for all you guys do. It is so cool to have engaged sponsors.
Yep.
They're day in and day out. I talked to Rick and Sean today, both of them. They are in it to win it. Thank you so much for what you guys do on a daily basis. And my final statement for the night is thank you to everybody at home spending your Tuesday nights with us. MD, executive producer, Dustin Hassan, color commentator. Thank you guys so much. And thank you to all of the Alamo City Golf Trail Tour ambassadors, Greg Graf, Micah Carroll, Laura Lewis, Sean Vidal, Jason Sandoval, Steve Evans, Casey Graham, assistant tour director, Jason Bird. I am forgetting somebody, Dustin MD. Who am I forgetting?
Micah Carroll, did we say?
Micah Carroll and Greg Graf on the starters. I minimized it so I could see all the comments. I was getting too distracted. Now it's way worse. I think having them up there is worse. I think it's better if you just pull them in when they're important. So I'm going to go back to full screen. That's way worse. Thank you to the ambassadors. Thank you to the sponsors. We didn't talk about Victory Cookies tonight. Laura Lewis, the cake place and more on Facebook. She is our Victory Cookie sponsor and an ambassador. Laura is the driving force behind the frozen water bottles that the marshals have been passing out. That is going to keep going. Thank you so much to the ambassadors. Thank you so much to the sponsors. MD, take us away. Dustin, have a great night, buddy. Love you to death. Thank you to everybody at home watching. We'll see you this weekend. For me, MD, take us away, buddy.
All right. Well, Alamo City Golf Tour, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Really special show. Really glad to have gotten to spend this time with you. Jason Bird, I'm sure, is excited we did hit the hour 40 mark. Alamo City Golf Tour, you guys have a great night.
Woo! Peace.